Okay, puppers, we just saw Primal, starring Nicolas Cage. We saw a Cage movie, yeah. Nicolas Cage movies are an art form, let's just say that.
Definitely not my favorite.
No.
Yeah, I really like National Treasure, but I think that's like
he has some good ones to where
really
like
name.
the material's good and he works well with the material, like National Treasure, Ghost Rider. Like I wouldn't say they're great movies, but like
they're not.
It's a nice package.
Yeah.
Then he has movies where like he's passable and you can tell he's having fun, like Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah,
movie.
he was in Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I really like that movie.
Yeah, and there's a couple other like Nicolas Cage like B movies that he's in. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I feel like they were like, let's make a movie.
This was a missed opportunity.
Nicolas Cage was just like, ugh, I guess.
He's like, well, I gotta pay off those debts.
Gotta pay off that island somehow.
Gotta pay off that island, yeah.
So.
I think the biggest bummer was like it sets up with the premise that it's just like this is perfect. This could be a great movie, and then it like doesn't go with that premise.
It has like a double entendre theme. So we start the movie out. It's Nicolas Cage in the jungle hunting a big cat.
Yeah.
So
this exotic, rare
this,
white jaguar.
And the CGI is terrible.
Yep.
I'm sorry, CGI artists. I'm sure you had a very limited budget and you did well with what you had, I guess. But it was like, to me, I thought it was from the early 2000s. I thought this movie was like a 2001, 2002 movie. So like, think that era of CGI.
But like, Chupacabra Terror is just a guy in the suit, and like, we made it work. It was still enjoyable because there was like a camp to it. Whereas, I think the biggest problem was this movie was devoid of that camp.
Yeah.
They tried to play it seriously and it didn't work.
If we're shaking, it's because my big cat is playing with our setup.
Being a fiend.
She is. But anyway, so it starts out with this thought of like he's gonna capture this big cat and sell it on the black market. He's gonna make a lot of money and basically he's gonna retire and not have to do this ever again.
Yeah.
So you go into he's in this village now with this whole truck set up and all these exotic animals and people are terrified of this big cat and also terrified that it's leaving. So we start out with like a lot of lore. It's all about the cat. And then for whatever reason,
it shifts to Kevin Durant.
We end up on like this ship.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, Chupacabra Terror. We can roll with this.
But it wasn't like a cruise ship, or it was like a weird like tanker. And then, so he smuggles his animals on this ship. And then all of a sudden there's like this criminal on the ship as well.
Yeah.
But no one's allowed to know about him or something, and he's just like this really evil guy.
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense. Something about like his inner ear and he can't be on a plane and like the entire country is like, we want him gone now, and like
the movie has a big problem with just writing things in corners so things can happen and then they're just like, shit, we got the rest of a movie.
Yeah, but
so we have to unravel all these knots that we made.
Yeah.
And it just gets ridiculous and not in a fun way. Just
it's just like nothing makes sense with it. So you have this criminal on the ship, and he's like chained up in this big cage, like in the basement. Is it a basement of a ship?
I don't care.
The hull? I don't know, something like that. But he's in like this giant cage, and he's guarded by like armed men, and with this inner ear, they're like, he could have a seizure and die at any moment. And it's just like, okay, well, I mean, you're probably just gonna kill him once you get back to the States anyhow, so what's the difference? But
he's too valuable.
Yeah, like he has too much information. It's never really fully explained, but anyway, like he is a very valuable asset and he has to be protected, but also like they have to protect the ship from him. So now you have two storylines going on. So you have Nicolas Cage and his big cat.
Yep.
And this
Kevin
like
Durant
serial killer
being checked by higher officials.
Such a creepy dude.
One of them being
like,
Famke Janssen.
Bad. Yeah, I feel bad because he like all of the roles that he plays, he's just like this creepy dude.
Yes.
Like he just has that face.
He's
with,
a
like,
creepy
the smile,
dude
and just,
in
like,
Real Steel. He's a creepy dude
killer.
in Wild Hogs. He's just like typecast in that role.
Yeah, the Mortal Instruments.
That's
he's like the creepy bad
guy.
He's really good at what he does. I mean, you definitely believe he's a creepy serial killer. But we're expecting, at least I was expecting, like, more of the cat.
Yeah, we were expecting a lot more of the cat. Like, we thought the bait and switch was going to be he gets loose, the cat kills him, and Nicolas Cage is just like, oh, the criminal wasn't the problem. You got to get that cat.
Yeah, but instead it was like, you see glimpses of the cat. Like, the cat gets out, you know. Well, I guess, like, first the bad guy gets out.
The bad guy gets out, and he releases all the animals eventually.
So
like, there's snakes on a plane.
That's the issue now. So, like, all of these wild, monkeys, exotic, venomous, dangerous animals are loose on this ship, along with a crazy serial killer.
Yeah.
But, like, it switches from the cat being the main focus to the serial killer being the main focus.
Yeah.
And it was just, like, disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought the cat was gonna kill the serial killer in the first, like, 20 minutes. That would have been so much better. And then he's like,
get the cat.
Oh, so we just gotta get the cat. And Nicolas Cage is just like, oh, you ain't getting this cat.
I know.
I'm getting this cat, but you're not getting this cat.
One thing, and I don't know if you agree, I hope so, but in this movie, it happens every few minutes where it's like Nicolas Cage and the serial killer meet.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm gonna kill you, and then like they like drop the gun. They're like,
the problem is like characters have each other at gunpoint
so often, and no one shoots.
Like, he has the one kid as a hostage, and then he goes to do something, and the kid doesn't run.
There, and I'm like, what?
So he comes back and just grabs the kid.
Oh, okay, you're still here. Cool. Like, you didn't run away. That's fine. But like, part of me wants to be mad at the director, but I know it's not the director. It's definitely an issue in, like, the writing.
I'm going hunting.
The poor director was probably like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
And just, like, did his best.
The studio had a good premise.
Yeah.
They got a decent cast to make it work. And, like, it didn't work.
It just...
They took it too seriously.
Yeah. Like,
to where it was just
one was having fun
boring
with this movie. And it's like, honestly, the serial killer was the best part, unfortunately, with his acting and direction.
Yeah.
Except for the moments where he's at gunpoint with the other actors and doesn't shoot.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a moment in the movie where he's, like, killing the parrots.
Yes.
He's like, oh, you're going to tell me where the map is to Nicolas Cage's character. And he's like, oh, not going to tell me? That's one. And he, like, shoots the parrot.
Yeah.
He's got, like, this crazy look on his face. And Nicolas Cage is like, no, not my birds. And he's like, oh, you do care. There goes the second one. Like,
that was the only good scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, because it's like there's an action and there's a consequence to that action.
Yeah.
And there's
because you have Kevin Durant being the great psychopath
so
he
it's
is,
he's not like holding this bird at gunpoint.
Overactor he
is. He's not holding a bird at gunpoint being like, I'm gonna do it, and then just never does it. Like, he actually shoots the bird, and it's like, oh, you do know how to fire a gun, cool.
But, like, it also doesn't help that, like, we have, like, a traitor in the midst who just goes nowhere.
It was never explained. So there's one character who's like,
he's like, I need you alive, but wait a minute, I don't know, because you got dirt on me, and like, so he'll kill people that helps him.
Yeah, it's like,
but then he dies anyways.
Yeah, but you never learn like why he was helping the serial killer, like why he was a traitor. It just like it didn't go anywhere. Like, it's almost like they started developing characters and they were like, nah, we're running out of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then like
I felt bad for Famke Janssen. She's in a lot better movies.
Oh yeah.
And like, I thought I was going to get, like, a Deep Rising. Famke Janssen on a boat where it's just like, oh, this is a heist. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a sea monster.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like a sci-fi flick.
Wrong.
With, like, supernatural elements and, like, creatures that actually want to eat people and stuff. To where the stakes are higher, because the first 30 minutes of that movie is a heist.
You have a real bad CGI cat.
Yeah, we have a real bad CGI cat. And, yeah. So, this is a 1-star for me. This is a put it down.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because you could easily get Nicolas Cage movies to be worth a watch.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. I feel like if there were some different actions, like a different direction gone with the plot.
I think if the writing was more fun.
Yeah. I think if they...
You're
absolutely right. If they didn't take it quite so seriously, of like, this is a serious movie, then it would have been more fun for the actors. It would have been more fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Other than, like... so serious. I was really sad when the one guy died. The big black guy. What was his name?
Who cares?
I don't remember. He was really cool. I enjoyed him.
Okay.
When he was like, go now! And then he, like took on the serial killer, and he was doing pretty good, and then he didn't make it.
Okay.
But I liked him. He was fun. He was a fun character.
I know actors. I don't know any character's name in this whole goddamn movie.
I don't know.
Like,
anyone.
I called him
Like,
Kevin Durant or serial killer.
Cannot remember.
And I called Nicolas Cage Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I cannot remember anyone's names just at all. Just ever.
But if there is a Nicolas Cage movie that you guys recommend we check
Yeah.
out, please let us know. Because we
Give me
need some of
hope.
that cagey goodness.
Give me hope.
This wasn't it.
Yeah, this definitely wasn't it. This is getting the old Yeller treatment.
All right. So we'll see you guys with the next review.
Toodles.
Take it easy with my cat!